Good morning, viewers. Welcome to today's class. I'm your teacher, Chioma, teaching you mathematics. So, in today's class, we're going to be talking about multiplication and division of number base. In our last class, we talked about addition and subtraction of number base. So first of all, we're going to do the correction of last class assignments under addition and subtraction of number base. Okay, so the first question is 421 plus 124 in base 5. Base 5. Okay, so solution. So if you recall what we did in last class, when you are adding two numbers in base 5, you make sure that none of your answer will be up to 5. If it is up to 5, you have to subtract. Okay, so when we have 421 plus 124, so remember we are working in base 5. So when we add any answer that is up to 5 or bigger than 5, we have to subtract. Okay, so the first one is 1 plus 4. 1 plus 4 is what? 5. Now we can't write 5 here because we are working in base 5. Rather, I will subtract 5 from it. Our answer is what? 0. So it's the remainder. That's what we'll write here. Now this minus 5 we subtracted, which is the base. We carry it as 1 to the next section. So there will be 2 plus 2 also, 2 plus 2 plus this 1. That will also give us 5 again. So you can write 5 here, you subtract 5 as well, and your answer will be what? 0. So we are carrying 1 5 2 also to this place plus 1. So this is 4 plus 1, 5 plus this one, that's giving us 6 equals to 6. So we still minus 5 from it, which is what? 1. So here is 1. Then this minus 5, you carry it as 1 to the next part. But there is nothing here again, so you take it as what? 1. So our answer is 1100 base 5. Okay, let's just recap it. I said when you are adding numbers in base 5, your answer must not be up to 5. If you get an answer that is less than 5, you can write it. But once it is 5 or more than 5, you have to subtract 5 and write your remainder. So 1 plus 4 is 5. You can't write 5 here. Rather, you subtract 5, which is the base, to get 0. So 5 minus 5 is 0. You write 0. You carry that 5 you removed as 1 and add it to the next part. So 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus this one you carried from here, 5 again. You still minus the 5, which is the base, to give you 0. That's what we have here. Then you carry 1 again, which is the 5 you minus as 1 to the next part also. Then this will give you 4 plus 1, 5. Plus this one you carried, 6. So you're having 6 minus 5. That will give us what? 1, which is this one you're seeing here. And this last one is the minus 5 you carried as 1 to the other part. So there is nothing here. So what you do, you just bring the 1 down. Okay, so this is correction of question number 1. So let's go to question number 2. So question number 2 is under subtraction. And that says 405 minus 217 base 8. Base 8. Okay, so solution, we have 405 minus 217. You rule. Okay, so when we are solving this also, in this case of subtraction, if you remember vividly in our last class, we said in subtraction, when you are subtracting a number that is bigger than the one you are subtracting from, you borrow. In our normal subtraction, when you are borrowing, the one you borrow, you regard it as 10. But in this case, whatever you are borrowing, you regard it as 8 because you are working in base 8. Okay, so this is 7 minus 5, which is not possible because 7 is bigger than 5. So we have to borrow. Now, when you want to borrow, you borrow from the next number, but you can see that the next number here is 0. So you have to go to the following number. which is this 4. So we borrow 1 from this 4. Now you cannot borrow 1 from this 4 straight to this one, jumping this. No. You borrow 1 from this 4, add to this, then from here you borrow to this. Okay? So this one will borrow 1. Now that one you are borrowing is regarded as 8 because we are working in base 8. Okay, so when you borrow from this 4, add to this 10, this now becomes 8, no longer 0. Now you borrow 1 from the 8, add to this, so it will now be plus 8. Okay, so it will now be 8 plus 5, which is what? 13. 8 plus 5, which is what? 13. So it will now be 13 minus 7. So what is 13 minus 7? That will give us a 6. Yes, 6. 13 minus 7 is 6. So our answer here is 6. Now from this 8 that you borrowed here, we have already removed 1. So what is remaining here now is 7. So this is now 7 minus 1, which is what? 6. But 7 is bigger than 1, so no need of borrowing again. Then this last one, remember you removed 1 from here. So what's remaining here is 3. So we have 3 minus 2. The answer is what? 1. So our answer is 166 base what? 8. Okay, so let me go through it one more time. I said if you are borrowing, you borrow the base. You borrow 1, but it is regarded as the base, which is 8. Okay, so now we are borrowing from here. This is 7, this is 5. We can't remove 7 from 5 because 5 is smaller than 7. So we borrow. Now the borrowing, we can't borrow from here because here is 0. So we borrow straight from here. Borrow 1 from here, add to this 0 to make it 8. Then remove 1 again, add to this 5. So it is now 7 because we have borrowed 1 out. Now that one we regard it as 8. 8 plus 5, that will give us 13. 13 minus 7 will give us 6. Okay, now what's remaining here is 7. 7 minus 1 is 6. And what's remaining here is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. So our answer is 166 base 8. So that is all for last class assignment correction. So let's go to today's class. Is it bold enough? Okay, so in our today's class, we're going to be talking about multiplication and division of number base. Multiplication and division of number base. Okay, multiplication and division of number base. So we'll take example first under multiplication. So we have example 1. Example 1 says evaluate 242 times 14 in base 5. 242 times 14 in base 5. Okay, so let's solve. Solution. We have 242 times 14. Okay, so just like the way we do our normal multiplication too, we first of all use 4 to multiply, you get an answer. You use 1 to multiply, you get another answer. Then you add the answers together. So that's exactly what we are going to be doing. But remember, we are working in base 5. So since we are working in base 5, none of our answers should be up to 5. Okay, if we get an answer that is up to 5 or bigger than 5, we have to subtract 5 from it and write our remainder. Okay, so 4 times 2 will give us what? 8. 4 times 2, the answer is what? 8. Now we can't write 8 here because 8 is bigger than 5. So we subtract 5 from it and that will give us what? 3. So what we have here is 3. Okay, now this minus 5 was subtracted, we carry it as 1 to the next part. Okay, so let's multiply. 4 times 4 is what? 16. 4 times 4, the answer is what? 16. Plus the 1 we carry from this side. That will give us what? 17. Now this 17 we are going to subtract. So we have 17 minus 5. Now you keep subtracting that 5 till you have an answer that is less than 5. Now you agree with me that if we subtract 5, we still have an answer that is greater than 5. That will give us 12. You subtract 5 again, we still have the one that is bigger than 5. So you keep subtracting. So you agree with me that we are going to subtract 5 3 times. Minus 5 minus 5 minus 5. That's what? 15. So 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15. So we are going to subtract 15 from 17. That will give us what? 2. So our answer here will be what? 2. Now, when you are carrying to the other side, you count how many 5 you subtracted. That is what you carry. So how many 5 did you subtract? 1, 2, 3. So here is going to be plus 3. Okay, so how many times you subtracted the 5? That's how many we are going to carry. So the next one is 4 times this 2, which is also 8. 4 times 2 is what? 8. 8 plus this 3. 8 plus 3, that will give us what? 11. Now this 11, you agree with me that we are still going to subtract 5 2 times before we can get an answer that is less than 5. So it will be 11 minus 5 minus 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 minus 11, that will give us what? 1. So our answer here is 1. Now lastly, how many 5 did you subtract from 11? Twice. So you put your 2 here because there is no other number here to carry it. So our answer is 2, 1, 2, 3. So we are done using 4 to multiply. So let's use 1 to multiply. Now when you are using 1, you start your answer to under 1. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. So this one does not have any issue because all the numbers here are already less than 5. So you just have your answer straight. So you add them together. Now when you are also adding, you add as in base 5 as well. You don't just add normally. Okay, so here is 3. There is nothing here. So you bring your 3 down. Here is 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 is smaller than 5. So you can write it 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. And we are working in base 5, so you have to subtract it. It will be 5 minus 5, which is what? 0. So what you're writing here is 0. You carry 1 to this other side, plus 1. Okay, then 2 plus 2 is 4, plus this one is not giving us 5 again. 5 minus 5 is 0. Then you carry 1 again to the next part. There is nothing remaining here, so you bring your 1 down. So our answer is 10043 base what? Base 5. Okay, so when you are done, please remember to clean all this plus 1, plus 3, and plus 4 that you are writing. Okay, so let me go through it one more time. I said before you start multiplication of number base, always have in mind your base you are working with because that is the most important thing. The rule is that you must not have an answer that is up to the base. Okay, we are working in base 5. So any answer you are going to be having here, it must be from 4 down. It must not be up to 5. Once you get an answer up to 5, you have to subtract 5. Okay, so the first one is 4 times 2, which is 8. Which is what we are saying here. Now 8 is bigger than the base, so you subtract the base, which is 5, and our answer is 3. So the answer is what you have here, which is 3. Now this minus 5, you carry it as 1. That's why I was having plus 1 here. Now when you are multiplying this side, you add that 1. So you have 4 times this 4. That will give us what? 16. Plus the one we carry from this side, which is what? 17. So in that 17, you agree with me that if you subtract 5 once, you still have a number that is bigger than 17, that is bigger than the base. You subtract again. So you keep subtracting the base until you have an answer that is less than the base. Okay? So if you subtract 5 from 17, you have 12. You subtract again, you still have another number that is bigger than the 5. So you keep subtracting till you have a number that's less than 5, which is this 2. And that's what we are having here. Okay, so in the next one, after multiplying, you have to add how many times you subtracted 5. We subtracted 5 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So when you multiply this last part, make sure you remember to add that 3. So it will be 4 times 2, which is what? 8. Plus the 3 times you subtracted 5, which is this 3. And that will give you what? 11. Now 11, if you subtract 1 5 from 11, you're going to be adding 6. 6 is also bigger than the base. Subtract 5 again, you have what? 1. So we subtracted 5 twice, which is 10. And this twice, this is 2. That's what you carry to the next one. And our answer here is what? 11 minus 10 is 1. That's this one. Then this 2 5 you subtracted, you carry it as 2 to the next one. But since there is no other number here, you just bring down your 2. Okay, so that's that for multiplication using 4. Then for multiplication using 1, you just multiply straight. 1 times 2 will give you 2. 1 times 4 will give you 4. 1 times 2 will give you 2. This one, there is no much calculation because all the numbers here are less than 5. So you now do your addition 2 also in base 5. So here is 3. There is no number here. You bring the 3 down. 2 plus 2 is 4. You can write 4 because it's less than the base. Then here is 1 plus 4 is 5. You can't write 5 here. Rather, you subtract 5 from 5 to give you 0. So it's 0 you write here. And you carry that 1 you subtracted as 1 to this place. And that will give you 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus the one you carry from here, 5. So you subtract again and you get 0. And the remaining, the last one, which is the 5 you subtracted, you carry it as 1 to this part because there is nothing here again to add it to. So our answer is 10043 base 5. So this is our answer for this example 1. So let's take another example, example 2. Say evaluate 324 times 15 in base 6. Base 6 XIX. Okay, solution. So we have 324 times 15 in row in base 6. So remember, we are working in base 6, which means we are not supposed to have any answer that is up to 6. Okay, so let's start. This is 5. This is 5 times 4. 5 times 4, that's what? 20. Now, how many 6 are we going to subtract from 20 for us to get an answer that is less than 6? I think we are going to subtract up to 3 because when we subtract the first one, 20 minus 6, that will give us 14. Minus 6 again. When you minus 6 from 14, we have 6 minus 14 will give us I think 8. Yes, 8. And we minus 6 again. You have what? 2. Okay, so we are subtracting 6 3 times from 20 before we have an answer that is less than the base, which is 6. So if you add this 6 plus 6 plus 6, that will give us 18. 18 minus 20 will give us 2. So it is this 2 that we are going to write here. Now this 6 that we subtracted 3 times, we carry it as 3 to the next part. So here will be plus 3. I hope we are together. Okay, so let's take the next one. This is 5 times 2. 5 times 2, the answer is what? 10. Plus this 3 that we added from the other one, that will give us what? 13. Now, if we have 13, how many times are we going to subtract 5 before we can get an sorry, we are subtracting 6 because we are working in base 6. So we are going to subtract 6, I think twice. Because if we subtract once, it will still be bigger. We'll subtract again, that's 12. So our answer will be what? 1. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 minus 13, that will give us what? 1. So our answer here is 1. Now, how many times you subtracted 6? 2 times. So here will be plus 2. Okay? Now, let's take the last one. 5 times 3, that will give us 15. 5 times 3 equals to what? 15. Plus this 2. Plus 2, that's what? 17. Now, how many times are we going to subtract from 6 before we can get a number that is less than 6? I think 2 times as well. Minus 6 minus 6. 6 plus 6 will give us what? 12. 17 minus 12, that will give us what? 5. So our answer will be what? 5. Okay? So we subtracted 6 twice from 17 to give us 5. And 5 is a number that is less than the base, so we can write 5 here. Now, these 2 that we subtracted, there is nothing here again to add it to, so you bring it down as 2. So we have 2, 5, 1, 2 for multiplication using 5. So let's look at multiplication using 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 3 is 3. So we do our addition using our base as well. Okay. So this 2, there is nothing here. You bring your 2 down. This is 1 plus 4, that's 5. This 5 plus 2, 7. 5 plus 2 is equals to 7. 7 is bigger than the base. So we minus the base, which is 6. And that will give us what? 1. So here is 1. And this minus 6 you carry it as 1 to this side, the next part. So this will give us 2 plus 3 is 5, plus this one 6. Now we can't write 6 here because we are working in base 6. So you subtract minus 6, that will give us what? 0. So here will be 0. Then this minus 6, you carry it as 1 to the last part, and that will be our answer, base 6. So we have 10152 base 6. Okay, so let's go through it again. I said when you are multiplying, you make sure you don't have an answer that is up to the base you are working with. If you have an answer that is up to the base, you have to subtract the base to reduce it. Okay, so the first one is 5 times 4, which is giving us what? 20. 5 times 4 is 20. Now you agree with me that we are going to subtract 6 3 times from 20 before we can have an answer that is less than 6. And that's what we did here. 20 minus 6 minus 6 minus 6. This 6 3 times will give us 18. 18 minus 20, that will give us what? 6. Okay, that will give us what? 2. Sorry for that. So we have 2 here. Now, how many times you subtracted 6 is what you carry to the next one. So we subtracted 6 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So that's plus this 3 you are seeing here. Okay. Now, in the next one, we have 5 times 2, which is what? 10. Now, remember to add that 3 you carry from the other side. So we now have 10 plus 3, which is what? 13. Now, 13, you are going to subtract 6 2 times from 13 before you can get an answer that is less than 6. So when you subtract 6 2 times, 6 2 times gives us what? 12. 12 minus 13, that will give us what? 1. So we have 1. That's 1 you are seeing here. Now, how many times did we subtract 6 2 times? So you have to add 2 to the next part. And 5 times 3 will give us 15. Plus this 2 you carry from the other side will give us 17. Now, 17, you are subtracting 6 twice from 17 before you can get an answer that is less than 6. And that's 12. 12 minus 17 will give us what? 5. So that's this 5 we are saying here. Now, we subtracted 6 twice. So we take the 2 to the next part. Since there is no number here to add the 2 to, you bring the 2 down. Okay. So that's that for multiplication using 5. Then for multiplication using 1, always remember to start your answer under 1. So you have 1 times 4, 4. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 3, 3. So after you have gotten your 2 answers, you now also add the 2 answers together using your base as well. Okay, so this is 2. There is no number here, so you bring your 2 down. This is 1 plus 4, 5. Of course, we can write 5 because it's less than the base. This is 5 plus 2, 7. We can't write 7 because it's bigger than the base, so we subtract 6 from 7, and that will give us what? 1. So that's the one we're having here. So that subtraction of 6 once, you carry it to this side, that's this plus 1. So we have 2 plus 3, that's 5, plus this one, 6. Now you can't also write 6 here because you are working in base 6. So you have to subtract 6 from 6 to give you 0. And that 6 you subtracted, you carry it as 1 to the next part, and that's this one. So our question 342 times 15 base 6 gives us 10152 base 6. So this is example 2. Okay, let's go to example 3. So in this example 3, we are going to be looking at multiplication of binary in base 2. Example 3, say calculate 1101 times 11. Base what? Base 2. I've said it, anytime you see a binary number, know that we are talking about base 2 numbers. Okay, so let's multiply 1101 times 11. You rule. Now, in binary, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 0 is 0. Okay, so this is 1 times 1, 1, 1 times 0, 0, 1 times 1, 1, 1 times 1, 1. So we are done using this first one. So let's use the second one, starting your answer from under it. So we have 1 times 1, 1, 1 times 0, 0, 1 times 1, 1, 1 times this last one, we have 1. Then after you've gotten your 2 answers, you now add. Remember, in our addition of binary, 1 plus 1 is 10, not 2. Remember that. You can refer to our previous class. Okay, so here there is nothing here to add to this one, so you bring it down 1. 0 plus 1, 1. 0 plus 1, 1. Then here is 1 plus 1 is what? 10. So we write 0, carry 1. So here will now be plus 1. 1 plus 1 again, 10 again. So you write 0, carry 1. Then there is nothing here again, so you bring down your 1. So our answer is 100,111 base what? 2. Okay, let's go through it again. This one is a little bit easier because we are dealing with 1 and 0 only. That's binary numbers. So when you are multiplying this with 11, you use 1 to multiply everything, use this one to multiply everything. So 1 times 1, in binary, 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 0 is 0. Okay? The only difference that we are having in binary number is when you are adding. The addition of binary number 1 plus 1 is 10, not 2. That's the only difference. But in multiplication, it is the same thing. Okay, so 1 times this one is 1. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So we are done with this first one. So we start with the second one. Now, when you are starting with the second one, make sure you start your answer under the 1, not here. Okay, so 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times the last one, we have this one here. Okay, so when you are done, you now add them together. Adding them together here, there is nothing here, so you bring the 1 down. Here, 0 plus 1 is 1. Here, 1 plus 0 is 1. Then here, 1 plus 1 is 10. Let me write it down here so that you understand. 1 plus 1, the answer is what? 10. So you write 0, carry 1 to the other side. That's this plus 1 you are saying here. So the 1 plus this one again now will also give you 10. Write 0, carry the other one. Then there is nothing remaining here, so you bring the 1 down. So the answer is 100,111 base 2. Okay, so this is our example 3. Now let's take another example under binary, example 4. Okay, example 4, say calculate 10011 times 101. Solution. So we have 10011 multiplied by 101. Okay, so in this case now we are multiplying with 3 numbers. So we are going to be having 3 answers before we add. Okay, so let's start. Like I said, 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 0 is 0. Okay, so we start from the first one. 1 times 1 here is 1. 1 times this one, 1. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 1, 1. So we are done using this one. Now let's use 0. Now anything multiplied by 0, your answer is 0. So 0 times 1 is give us 0. 0 times 1, 0. 0 times 0, 0. 0 times 0, 0. 0 times 1, 0. So just know that anytime you are multiplying with 0, all your answers will be 0. Because 0 times any number is 0. So we are done using the 0. Now let's use the last one. 1 times 1. Now remember, you start your answer under that one. The way we started the 0, 1 under 0. Okay? So 1 times this one is 1. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times this last one, we have 1. So you can see that the answer is coming this way. So you now rule and do your addition. Now, addition you're also doing, you do it in base 2 as well. We have done addition of numbers in base 2 before now. You can refer to our previous class to know that. So here is what? 1. There is nothing here. You bring the 1 down. 1 plus 0, 1. 0 plus 0 plus 1, 1. 0 plus 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 0, 0, 1. Here is what? 0. And here is what? 1. So you can see that this one is a bit very simple because there is nothing like all of them are just giving 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, so our answer is 1011111 base what? 2. Okay, so let's just go through this again. So we have calculate 10011 times 101. Okay, so this is the number we are calculating, we are multiplying with. So you multiply one after the other. You use this one to multiply everything, use this zero, multiply everything, use this one, multiply everything. And that's what we're having here. 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 1, 1, 1 times 0, 0, 1 times 0, 0, 1 times 1, 1. So we are done with this one. Then using the 0, start your answer under the 0. Don't forget that. So 0 times 1, 0, 0 times 1, 0, 0 times 0, 0, 0 times 0, 0, 0 times 1, 1. Sorry, 0. 0 times 1, 0. So we are done using the 0. So the last one is this one. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 0, 0. And 1 times 1, 1, which is this last one you're seeing here. So after you have gotten the 3 answers, you will get 3 answers because you are multiplying with 3 numbers. Okay, so you will now do your addition of number base 2. So you have, this is 1. There is nothing here. You bring the 1. This is 1 plus 0, 1. 0 plus 0 plus 1, 1, 0 plus 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 0, 0 is 1. Here is not, there is nothing here, so you bring down the 0, and here we have 1. So our answer is 101111 base 2. So that's our answer for this question. So I think we have done enough example under multiplication. So let's go to division of number base. So that will be example 5, division of number base. I have example 5. Say evaluate 314 divided by 24 in base 5. Okay, 314 divided by 24 in base 5. Okay, now this division of numbers in base, we have a formula on how to do this. So you will recall that in our very first, okay, this division of number base, we have a formula that we're going to do it. You remember in our very first class when we did the conversion of number base from binary to other base and from base 10 to other base, from other base to base 10, when we did something like that. So we are going to apply that in this. So if you have forgotten it, maybe you go back and watch that first class when we did conversion from other base to base 10 and from base 10 to other base. Because what we are going to be doing here, we are going to convert this number to base 10 using expansion method. Okay, so we convert this 314 to base 10, 24 to base 10 using the base 5. Then when we convert it, we now have an answer here, then we'll divide the two numbers. Then the answer we'll get, we'll now convert it back to base 5. Okay, it's not difficult. It's a very simple thing. The only thing is for you to understand what is going on there. So what I'm saying is we are using expansion to convert this number to base 10. So how do we do that? This is 314 in base 5 divided by 24 in base 5. Now how do we do expansion of number in base 5? You remember we did, if we are working in base 5, you multiply each of the numbers with the base. So this will give us 3 times 5 plus 1 times 5 plus 4 times 5. Okay? We are multiplying with 5 because we are doing in base 5. Then divide by, this will be 2 times 5 bracket plus what? 4 times 5. I believe you can remember this in our first class, okay? So this is an expansion method. Now, after you have expanded it, you now put your powers. Now, when you are putting power, this one has their different power, this one has their different powers. They don't come together because they are different numbers. So this one will have the power 0 and 1, and this one will start again from 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so we'll now continue the expansion. So this will give us 3 times 5 raised to the power of 2. 5 raised to the power of 2 means 5 times 5, which is 25. So we have 3 times 25 plus 1 times 5 raised to the power of 1 is 5, plus 4 times 5 raised to the power of 0 is what? I said it before. Any number raised to the power of 0, the answer is 1. So 5 raised to the power of 0 is 1. Then you put your division. Then we come to this other part. This is 2 times 5 raised to the power of 1 is 5, plus 4 times 5 raised to the power of 0 is also what? 1. Okay, so let's continue our expansion. So 3 times 25 will give us what? 75, plus 1 times 5 is 5, plus 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, divide by 2 times 5 is 10, plus 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, so let's add everything together. This 75 plus 5 is 80. 80 plus 4 will give us what? 84. Divide by 10 plus 4 is what? 14. Okay, now 84 divided by 14. Let's try and do reduction of fraction. So if we have 84 divided by 14, what number can divide 84 and 14 without remainder? Let's use 2. 2 into 84. 2 into 8 will give us 4. 2 into 4 will give us 2. So 2 into 84 will give us 42. Then 2 into 14 will give us 7. Okay. Now 42 divided by 7, that will give us 6. So either you divide here directly, 84 divided by 14, the answer is 6. So this our answer 6 is in base what? 10, because we are converting these two numbers to base 10. Now, for us to get our final answer, now this is not our final answer. We only converted the two numbers and divided and get our answer in base 10. Now we are going to convert this number back to base 5. Using the method we use when we are converting from base 10 to other bases. And what is the method? Dividing this 6 by our what? Our base, and getting our what? Remainder. Then read the answer from down up. Okay, so let's complete it here. I think here will be enough for us to complete it. I don't want to clean it because it's the same question. So this is our 6. Remember, we are converting it back to base 5. So you divide by what? By 5. Okay? Are we together? So 5 divided by 6, you roll. 5 divided by 6 will give us 1, 1 remainder 1. I guess so. 1 remainder what? 1. You use 5 again. 5 divide 1. Now, I told you, anytime we are dividing a number that is smaller, your answer would be 0 remainder the what? The number we are dividing with. Okay? So 5 divided by 6 is 1 remainder 1. Then 5 divided by 1 is 0 remainder 1. And once you get 0, that is the end of the answer. So like I said, if you remember also in our first class, when you have an answer like this, you read your answer from up, from down up. So therefore, our answer 6 base 10 is equals to what? 1 1 base what? 5. So you now come here and say, therefore, 314 divided by 24 is equals to what? 1 1. 314 divided by 24, the answer is what? 1 1. You agree with me that this question is kind of a bit long, but it's very simple to understand. That is why before you watch this video, it's advisable you go and watch our first 2 videos, because when you have that idea, this one will be very easy for you. Conversion from base 10 to other bases and conversion from other bases to base 10. That's exactly what we are doing here. If you check very well, this is conversion from other bases to base 10, while this is conversion from base 10 to what? Other bases. So it's just the two of them coming together. So when you convert this, let's just recap example 5 now. We are asked to evaluate 314 divided by 24 in base 5. So you expand this using 5, expand this using 5. That's our expansion method, by multiplying each of the number with 5. 3 times 5, that's what we have here. 1 times 5, that's what we have here. 4 times 5, that's what we have here. Divide by, now this one is also different. So you have 2 times 5 and 4 times what? 5. After you have multiplied, you now add your power starting from the last one. And the last one here is 0 and 1. Now you don't continue here 2 and 3. No, this is a different number. So you start again adding your power with 0, 1, and 2. And after that, you continue the expansion. This is 5 raised to the power of 2, which is 25. That's 5 times 5, 25 times 3, plus 5 raised to the power of 1 is what? 5. That's 5 times 1. Then 5 raised to the power of 0 is what? 1. That's 1 times 4. This is also 5 raised to the power of 1 is 5. 5 times 2. 5 raised to the power of 0 is 1. 1 times 4. So you multiply. 3 times 25 will give us 75. 1 times 5 will give us 5. 4 times 1 will give us 4. Divide by 2 times 5 is 10. 4 times 1 is 4. Add everything together. This 75 plus 5 is 80. 80 plus 4 is 84. Divide by 10 plus 4 is what? 40. So when you divide, you now have an answer in base 10. So you are now converting this base 10 back to base 5, because what we are dealing with is base 5. So how do we convert it back to base 5? It's also boiled down to our second video, which we did conversion from base 10 to what? Other bases. By dividing the 6 with the base you are converting to. So that's 5. 5 divided by 6 will give us what? 1, 1, remainder 1. I always tell you that remainder is your answer, so don't forget to write it. 5 divided by 6 is 1, 1, remainder 1. 5 divided by 1, since 1 is smaller than 5, so your answer will be 0, remainder the 1. Now, after you have, once you get 0 here, the division has ended, because you can't divide with 0. So you read your answer from down up, which is 1, 1. So therefore, 6 base 10 is equals to 1, 1 base 5. So our final answer is 314 divided by 24. The answer is 1, 1, which is what we are having here. So this is our example 5. Okay, so let's take example 6. So this example 6 is going to be under binary number. Okay, say calculate 101010 times 111 base 2. I told you anytime you see binary number, we're talking about base 2 numbers. Okay, solution. So what we do is, just like what we did in example 5, we expand each of these numbers with the base. So we are going to kind of spread it to the board so that it will be easy for us. So this is 101010 divided by 111. Okay, so let's take it one after the other. So we are multiplying each of these numbers with the base, which is 2. So here is 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus this last 0 times 2. Divide by, so we come to this part, 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2. Okay, now we start adding our power starting from the last one. So here is power 0, 1, and 2. Then this one you start again from the beginning, which is 0, 1, 2. Here is 3, 4, and what? 5. Okay, so let's continue with the expansion. So this is 1 times 2 raised to the power of 5 means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 into 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's calculate it. 2 times 2 is what? 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. 16 times 2, 32. So here is what? 1 times 32 plus 0 times 2 raised to the power of 4. So it's just like clean 1, 2 here. So let's multiply. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. So here will be 16 plus 1 times 2 raised to the power of 3. Clean 1, 2 again. That's 3. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. So this will give us 1 times 8 plus 0 times 2 raised to the power of 2 is 2 times 2, which is what? 4. Plus 1 times 2 raised to the power of 1 is 2. Plus 0 times 2 raised to the power of 0, the answer is 1. Divide by, so let's come to this part. This 2 raised to the power of 2 means 2 times 2, which is 4. So this is 1 times 4 plus, this is 2 raised to the power of 1 is 2. So we have 1 times 2 plus 2 raised to the power of 0 is 1. So we have 1 times what? 1. Okay. So let's come back here and write our answers. 1 times 32, this is 32 plus 0 times 16. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So here is 0. Then we come to here, 1 times 8 is 8. Here is 0. We come to here, 1 times 2 is 2. And here is also 0. So we only have 32 plus 8 plus 2. Then divide by, here is 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 plus 2. 1 times 1 plus 1. Okay, so let's add the three numbers together. 32 plus 8 will give us 40. 40 plus 2 will give us 42. So here is 42 divided by 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is what? 7. Okay, so we are having 42 divided by 7. And 42 divided by 7 is also what? 6. So our answer is 6 base what? 10. So we are still going to convert this 6 back to base 10. All right, so let's use this corner as well. So remember, this one now we are converting it using base 2. So we have 6 here and we have 2 here. So 2 divided by 6 will give us what? 3 remainder 0. 3 remainder 0. 2 divided by 3 will give us 1 remainder 1. 2 divided by 1 will give us 0 remainder 1. Once we have 0 here, I think that's the end. Okay, so our answer, you read it from down up like this. So our answer will be 110. Okay, so therefore, just say therefore 101010 times 111. The answer is what? 110. Okay, so let's just go through the example 6 again. So we say calculate 101010 divide by 111. So just like what we have been doing before, you expand them, multiplying each of them with the base, which is 2, and that's what we have here. 1 times 2, 0 times 2, 1 times 2, 0 times 2, 1 times 2, 0 times 2. Then we'll come to this other part, 111. So you have 1 times 2, 1 times 2, 1 times 2. And when you have finished expanding it, you put your power starting from the last one. So from the last one, we have 0, 1, 2. This one will end. You don't continue it because this is a different number. This is a different number. So this one is 0, 1, 2. Then this one will also start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you continue with the expansion. This is 1 times 2 raised to the power of 5 means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 into 5 places. And that will give us 32. Then 2 raised to the power of 4. This is 0. 2 raised to the power of 4 is 2 into 4 places, which will give us what? 16. 2 raised to the power of 3 is 2 into 3 places, which is 8. 2 raised to the power of 2 is 2 times 2, which is 4. 2 raised to the power of 1 is just 1, 2, which is this 2. And 2 raised to the power of 0, the answer is what? 1. Then this other part, 2 raised to the power of 4 is 2 raised to the power of 2 is 2 times 2, which is 4. Then 2 raised to the power of 1 is 2, and 2 raised to the power of 0 is 1. So we do the normal multiplication now. So this is 1 times 32 will give us 32. 0 times 16 is 0, so no need of writing that. 0 is nothing. Then 1 times 8 is this 8 you are seeing here. 0 times 4 is 0, so we remove that as well. 1 times 2 is this 2, and 0 times 1 is also 0. So what we have here left is 32 plus 8 plus 2. Okay, and this part we have 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 2, 2, 1 times 1, 1. So we add everything together. So 32 plus 8 plus 2. 32 plus 8 is 40. 40 plus 2 will give us 42. While 4 plus 2 plus 1 will give us what? 7. So when we divide 42 divided by 7, that will give us 6. So we are converting it to base 10. Now, once you convert it to base 10, you will now bring it back again to base 2 using base 2. So this 6 divided by 2, just like what we did in example 5. You remember after we have gotten our answer, I think our answer was also 6. But in that one, we converted to back to base 5 because we're working in base 5. So this one we are using base 2. So 2 divided by 6 will give us 3, 3 remainder 0. So this is the remainder 0. Then we have 3 divided by 2 will give us 1, 1 remainder 1. And lastly, 2 divided by 1 will give us 0 remainder 1. So you read your answer from down up, which is 1, 1, 0. So our answer is 1, 1, 0. So therefore 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0 divided by 1, 1, 1 will give us 1, 1, 0. So you can see that all of them, both the answer is also in binary. Anything that concerns binary number, your answer must be in binary. That is more reason that we are converting this back to base 2, because you can't leave your answer. Your answer cannot be 6 base 10 because 6 is not a binary number. So you must convert it back to base 2 to give you a binary answer. So you can see that this is binary, and this is also binary. So this is the end of our example 6. Okay, so let's take a assignment for this class. Okay, so assignments for today's class. We have question 1. Say evaluate 48 times 15 in base 12. And question 2 says calculate 314 divided by 22 base 5. Okay, so today's class is all about multiplication and division of number base. So our number one example, our number one assignment is multiplication, while number 2 is division. So do this assignment and submit it in the comment section. In our next class, we'll also do correction. Thanks for today's class. Thanks for watching. See you in our next class. Bye.